thought we want to wait for people to.
Oh, yeah.
Because last time I tried to start, you was like, hold on.
Wait till we get the first person to pop up.
Okay.
No, not the Dragon Ball to the Z. What you know about Dragon Ball Z? Name one character.
She don't.
Goku.
All right.
That was the one I was about to say. That's the only one.
Everybody knows Goku.
I should have said
right. Everybody knows Goku.
Give me three characters.
Give me 3 characters from this show.
People in Africa know Goku.
And they got TV some places, bruh.
This is new.
My mind is blown. Like that is,
And y'all are like,
bruh. Like
pictures on point. So much space.
so, like even the front now, we can actually do like if Jazz and Monique is not here, like we can actually bring it closer now to be able to. It's crazy. So we don't even need y'all anymore.
Good job. Oh, no.
I'm playing.
First and foremost, let's give Jasmine a pat on the back for
Thank you.
this.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Let's acknowledge that.
That's a game changer.
All right.
So, on the trial run we had,
Right.
at least
One
5
just-
people jumped on real quick.
One just joined.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of our Talk It Out sessions presented by VERB. We are your hosts, Aaron Tate, Adrian Poe, the lovely Jasmine Patterson behind camera. Everyone say hello to your future selves. So if you've been catching our other videos, then you know what we like to do is we like to pick a specific topic, particularly one that is controversial, and we like to discuss it. We come up with different talking points to bring up throughout the discussion, but we also like to get involved with you guys as well. So for those of you tuning in, please feel free to comment and ask any questions you think might contribute to the conversation. These gums, make my mouth a little juicy.
We actually have room for more people on this topic. Like my mind is just blown.
It's fine. But for today's topic, today's title is
I need a man to put me in my place.
I need a man to put me in my place. So we came to discuss this lovely topic. Earlier this week, Jasmine, in true Jasmine form or fashion, sent me this TikTok of this young lady. And this young lady was stating how she had an experience with a guy or dating this guy. And after going on a few dates with this guy, she decided to stop dating this guy. And her friends are asking, what's going on? Why did you stop dating him? And her excuse was he was too nice. And they were like, what? What does that mean? So it took, even she didn't know what it meant at first until she thought about it and she figured it out. In her words, she felt like she needed a guy who was dominant over her in order to bring out her feminine energy. Those are the words that she used, correct?
Yeah, somewhere in that.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
It wasn't exact. No, it was there. It was there.
She needed a man that's dominant over her in order to bring out her feminine energy. And so I guess she felt like she needed a man that was a little more aggressive versus nice. So of course,
I don't think aggressive is the right word.
That's not the word she used?
Was it aggressive? It was aggressive? Okay. I'm sorry.
Did you watch the video?
I did.
Okay.
So, of course, we decided that this is something that needed to be discussed because I think a lot of women who think on the lines of her have a misunderstanding of what it is they're asking for and also of the kind of pressure you're putting on certain men.
And the level of no accountability and responsibility that promotes for the female.
But we're about to get into it.
Okay.
Do we have any comments or anything before we get into it?
No.
Anybody else joining that we know?
We have Xavier Williams and Sierra Strickland.
Okay,
Oh,
Sierra. All right. So first question of today. So for my women that are tuning in, specifically Sierra.
Oh yeah, because she, yeah.
First question is, do women need a man that is aggressive or a man that is nice? Do women need a man that is aggressive or a man that is nice?
And we would also like for you two lovely ladies to answer this question as well. You thought you was exempt, didn't you? Aggressive or nice? Aggressive or nice?
Nice.
Are you doing a thing where
Yeah,
It's just the word aggressive. Should we use a different word? Because of course nobody's gonna choose aggressive.
So what word would you like to choose?
I don't know, but my option, if those are our choices, I'm gonna choose nice.
Aggressive or nice?
I choose nice as well.
Swanee says aggressive.
Let's go!
Oh, hit your chest one more
It
time.
hurt.
Yeah.
It looked like it did.
It's only what so little chest.
Miss LaRonda Nicole, she says kind is the word to use.
But
In
nice
a-
and kind.
As a substitute for aggressive. So let's just stick with the words aggressive or
Or
nice.
Aggressive or nice?
If you had to pick aggressive or nice as a dominant trait in your man, which one would you prefer, aggressive or nice?
Nice.
Why would you say nice while we're waiting on the other people?
Because his aggressiveness can lead to like abuse, whether it be physical, emotional, verbal. Whether his niceness is just nice.
But you don't think his niceness could lead to pushover, softy, scared, wimpy, watered down, weak?
Ooh,
You know what I mean? I
There's
got
a lot
4
of
more fingers.
words.
Let's hear him.
Okay. Not masculine. Non.
So, a little bit of both, maybe?
Oh!
You want a little bit of both, aggressive and nice.
But that ain't what you originally
Of
said.
balance.
So you want aggressive and nice.
Of balance.
Do you see how the niceness can be?
Yeah,
But then aggressive can also be.
right.
Yeah.
But if you
man.
had to choose one, you would choose nice?
Choose one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
See, okay. Jasmine?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with nice.
At least when I know that he's nice, so I can.
Push him over. Gotcha.
You can. Oh!
Understood.
I just feel like-
Understood.
No.
Understood.
Say that again.
But I'd rather.
Be able to push him over to him to
Yes,
push you over.
Exactly.
Whoa! Now who's aggressive? Whoa!
If we're being honest.
If you're honest, okay. So you would rather him be nice because at the end of the day you can be dominant and control him,
Right.
instead of him beating you up.
Who doesn't want to be in control?
Valid question. Valid point.
That is true.
Interesting.
Do you share a similar
Let's take it to the
sentiment?
Oh, you want to hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sticking with nice because
For the same reason.
no, just nice. Like to me, nice doesn't necessarily have to mean weak or less than as a man or a woman. Like you're just nice. That means you respect me. And if we have I guess an argument, at least I know you'll be nice enough to have an actual conversation so we can get a resolve.
Or nice enough to just let you win all the arguments.
No, he
because
doesn't
he's
have to
scared of
let.
you.
No,
I mean,
that's not the.
it's possible.
That's not,
It's possible.
Just because he's nice.
Nice comes with just like aggression. Aggression doesn't mean I'm going to punch you in the face when we have an argument.
Right.
Aggression could simply mean that if something comes up, I'm aggressive enough to take control, take the lead, and allow you to feel protected.
Right.
So we're going to allow space for aggression to equal negative and positive. We also allow the space for nice to equal negative and positive.
Okay, that is true.
All right.
I agree with you. Whatever. Miss LaRonda Nicole, she says nice is too soft and aggressive is too mean. You're gonna tell the truth in kindness. Miss Siobhan Smith said nice. Swanee says aggressive for me because if I can run over you, I don't want you. She also said so in the sense of putting your foot down when needed. Sierra says, can we get both?
No.
No.
Choose
Swanee.
one.
You have to pick one.
Swanee says, if I want to spend $1,000, if you're nice, you'll let me, knowing it's not wise. Aggressive would be telling by me that it's not a good idea and tell me no.
Okay. There are some things we have to deal with inside of that, but she has a point based
does.
on the scales
I
that
see.
we currently
Yes, I
have.
see what you mean, Swanee.
But it's something I want to
Good.
reach in there and pull out though.
Okay. All right.
Next question. So for Lavanya, I guess. Number 2, why is nice perceived as weak? So why is she assuming that if he's nice, that he's just
gonna allow her to just spend that
spend
$1,000 all willy nilly. Miss LaRonda says she would choose aggressive.
Why is that, LaRonda? Can you please answer why?
I don't know why that's
So-
associated.
Yeah,
I
so-
said, I don't. Just because you're nice, I'm not gonna think you're weak. Like I just don't. No, I'm just not gonna associate those two words together.
Why is nice perceived as weak? Or why do you assume that if you have a nice guy, you can just run over him? or be dominant over him?
Right, because he doesn't have that aggressiveness in him to where he's able to put me in my place or. So, I mean,
What is that? What is?
Because I don't really feel like you could put someone in their place.
So you don't think you've ever been put in your place?
I've been
directed into the right path that you were
Right.
not currently in, which would be the proper place for you to have been in the first place.
Adrian, that was
Did that make sense?
It made sense to
It
me.
makes sense.
yeah, it's like,
When I hear that, I hear like, they
Put you in check.
yelling at you. And
I mean, you don't gotta be yelled at to be put in your place, but everybody can be put in place.
Okay.
Because in order for you to even be put in place, you have to first do something outside of what we would consider logical or normal, and then you have to acknowledge that, dang, you right. So you're accepting that I ain't had no business out of pocket in the first place. And can you admit sometimes you get a little above the normal characteristics of Monica and be like, bruh, chill out, calm down.
Yeah.
You've been put back in your normal place. All right.
Sierra says, why not if some men want a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets?
I'm like,
What is she trying to? So Sierra, we're not going to discuss. The question at hand is: do you perceive a man that is nice over aggressive as being inferior, lesser than, or weak and watered down?
Swanee says, it doesn't mean he's weak. I guess it depends on the nature of nice that y'all are asking. Because Adrian is aggressively nice, not abusively or manipulative aggressive. So it depends on the perspective that you're asking.
Look at Swan.
Baby Swan.
I think
Ooh.
everyone's
Swan.
perception on aggressive and nice.
Yeah, it's
So
different.
let's ask probing questions to determine before you give answers that we can play with, because that's really all we've been doing. We well aware what she just said is factual, but y'all never tried to clarify what you meant. You're answering general questions. That's why we're able to play with these words like that.
I'm sticking with what I said.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So when you say you would rather have nice over aggressive, what is it about aggressive that you wouldn't prefer?
I guess like what Monique had said earlier, as far as just like the verbal or physical. Like I think when I hear aggressive, I just think rough. Like I think firm or take charge or like it does have like a positive and a negative connotation to it, like you said. But
You just don't want to take them chances with the aggressive. You'd rather do the nice.
right.
Play it safe. Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. Miss LaRonda Nicole says, because you are going to tell it straight and aggressive, but it depends on how you are defining aggressive and nice. Sorry to be difficult.
No,
You're
no.
not difficult, Miss
No, I
LaRonda.
mean, y'all are now getting
You
to the
is
specifics because it was a general question.
Yeah, and Swanee responded saying she's not, because she is wanting clarity as well. So it's
Are
appreciated.
you ready to deal with that?
And
that
Sierra
inner piece?
Sierra says, no, I don't, but he can be both at times. Miss LaRonda Nicole says, if a man is nice, he is desperate for approval and always agreeable.
Possible.
It's
Possible.
possible.
That's a very possible definition of nice.
So for the women that are watching, in the context of a romantic relationship, would you guys prefer a man to be dominant over you? Would you prefer a man that is dominant over you?
I feel like there should be a balance. So like he could be dominant, but he could also like try and. Because when I hear dominant, I hear like you're gonna do this way and no other way. So like I feel like there should be like a balance in there.
So you want to be dominant too. You want to
Right.
50-50. Sometimes, we can both be dominant.
Yeah. I agree.
Waiting for the comments. For the
And he
women.
did say in regards of a romantic relationship. Okay.
Swanee says definitely. I believe she's agreeing with Miss LaRonda. Miss LaRonda also says yes, as long as he is submitted to God, because his dominance is defined by who dominates him.
Facts.
Okay, Miss
Facts.
LaRonda. I like that.
We're gonna wait for a few more comments.
Okay.
Jazz like, give me the other stuff. She know there's some stuff in there and she want that stuff.
Right.
She want that stuff.
Swanee says no, that's to wanting a man who is dominant. Okay, gotcha, Swan. She was saying definitely to wanting a man who is dominant.
So, Lavanya, for what does a man's dominance do for you, per se?
And for the rest of the viewers as well.
And for the rest of the viewers,
Who agree with wanting a dominant man?
yeah.
What does a man's dominance do for you? Jay, your eyebrows are amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
While we're waiting on them, I have a question for you.
Oh, what?
You said 50-50, right? So what about that 50? What is that dominance in that man's taking his 50%? What does that do for you when he does that? When he takes, you said 50-50.
Right.
So if that man takes his 50% and uses it, what does it do for you? Like, how does it make you feel? What does it mentally do for you?
How does it make me feel?
Does it make you feel more feminine?
It does, cause
Oh, they so random.
tapping his knee.
Yeah, I'm just rocking, yo. I'm rocking back and forth, yo.
Is your spirit stirring up? Like, what's going on? What
Just
you
been rocking, son. I'm
What
just
he
chilling, yo.
It's like you just sitting there.
All right.
Bro, they feel
know
the
what?
build up, man.
It does make me feel more feminine, just because I'm like, when your man is able to like make decisions for the both of y'all, like that just, I mean, I'm not speaking for myself. I know other women feel this way too. Like, it makes you feel good. Like, okay, like my man knows what he wants, and we're gonna go with that.
So that's his 50% of dominance, right? So your 50% of dominance, does that make you feel masculine?
I guess.
You requested 50% of this, so
Right.
we need to know how that makes you
Well,
feel.
I guess it just makes me feel like I'm in control too. Like,
So no longer feminine.
But more non-masculine.
so, wait, does masculine mean controlling? Or?
You are answering questions, man.
We ain't trying to get understanding
Yeah, right.
from you.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand, like, what do y'all mean by, does that make you feel masculine?
So he asked you, what does his 50% of dominance do for you? He asked you, does it make you feel feminine?
And
You said
answered it
yes.
easily.
So now your 50% of dominance, what does that make you feel? If being dominated over makes you feel feminine, being the dominant one, does that make you feel masculine?
Yeah, when you put it that way.
You, ma'am, you couldn't have thought you was exempt. What does him taking his 50% using the dominance make you feel?
Like, I have I guess a good leader. Like she said, somebody who makes, decisions for the both of us. And I'm okay with that decision as well. And, you know that I'm okay with that. So therefore, you're able to just stand strong in that decision.
Do you think, would you say that it allows you to be a little bit more relaxed in the more dominant role and take a more softer feminine position?
What do you mean?
Like, if he decides to be dominant, you really don't got much to do. Just accept it and take it. Because if you agree with his dominance, you don't have to offer solutions. You don't have to come up with different ways to get it done. You agree with however he's doing it. So you kind of just relax and take the more laid back.
Yeah,
softer
with
approach.
with his or her 50% dominance.
Right.
Yes.
So
So
if they're using their 50% dominance, you're not actively using yours. Y'all gonna use them at the same time.
right.
So would you agree that him or her using her 50% dominance allows you or gives you space to feel more feminine, or take the more softer, relaxed approach, since
No,
you don't have to use your dominance?
No.
Oh. So how do you feel when you're being dominated over?
Like I said, I feel confident, I guess. I feel secure in, the decisions that are made, and they're making them. And like I said, I'm if they make a decision and like I have something to say about it, then of course, I feel like I'll be able to voice that. But like, if I'm cool with, you going ahead and making that decision, and I'm staying behind you.
So how do you feel when you're using your 50% to dominate over them?
To be honest with you, I don't feel masculine. Like, if anything, it makes me feel like more womanly, to be honest. Like, I feel like more secure in like my power as a woman when I'm able to dominate over someone else or have dominating traits over someone else.
Interesting.
Like, I just feel more powerful.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't have to have an
Okay,
extended part of me, and to say yes, I am dominant. Like, I still have my feminine wiles, and I'm still handling things. So
Okay. And off.
calm down. Miss LaRonda Nicole says, corrects me or I think from earlier when y'all were asking the question, she said, corrects me in love knowing the best for me, because I can be out there sometimes and can get off track. Swanee says, lets me know that he knows how to fully handle a marriage in all areas and can tell me when or where he needs me to be his helpmate and be demanding in it. Miss LaRonda says he acknowledges my femininity when he gives 100%. And Swanee says dominant and controlling are two different things.
I can see that.
So for the women, do you feel that it is possible, or that you have become at a certain point dependent on a man's dominance over you? You're saying yes? Mm-hmm. You've become dependent on a man's dominance? It's okay.
In certain situations, yeah.
Such as?
I don't know, take like us for instance, like, when it comes to like saving for a house and finances, I guess, in that area. Yeah.
So what is it that you think have allowed you to be more reserved and allowing Aaron to take more control in finances and you not be the one that do that?
Because my history is no good with.
So it has nothing to do with him being a man. It just has something to do with your individual capability, knowing that he's better at it.
Sure.
Healthy balance, I feel.
Yeah, but she associated it with him being a man at first until we talked it out, and she realized it has nothing to do with him being a man and more to do with her current lack thereof. Mm-hmm. But prior to the conversation, there was a blanket over the fact that, oh, well, he's a man and he's handling it. So now you acknowledge that it has nothing to do with him being dominant or a man or aggressive. It's just Monique needs to learn this area of finances. Interesting.
Now, with that being said, though, have you taken certain steps to improve in that area, or do you just say, well, since I have Aaron, he's got us. Like, there's no need for me to.
Swan, answer that question too.
Hopefully,
ask it again. I'm sorry.
Swanee, they're talking to you,
Ask it again.
Swanee, they talking to you.
With being dependent on your man's dominance in that particular area, do you say, okay, while he's currently dominating, let me do what's necessary to improve in that area so that I can be dominant in this area when need be? Or do you just say, well, I have them, they're dominant. I'll just always let them take care of it.
As I was saying in the beginning, I felt myself starting to think that way, but as we grew in our relationship and you coached me in the financial area, I realized that you ain't gonna be here forever. So I have to take the necessary steps to become better in my financial area.
Would you agree or disagree that both of you being dominant in the financial area would produce a more fruitful outcome than you just being more relaxed, allowing him to be more dominant?
Definitely.
Cool. I need someone to answer the same question. I can repeat word for word if I need to.
She said earlier, I said not be demanding. LOL. My bad, Swanee. She meant not be demanding. She also said that I've become positively comfortable within mine.
Who Swan said it?
That's what Swanee said.
So,
But that was earlier, not to your question. Let me
I
reel you back
was
in. Let me bring you back in. That she hasn't answered it yet. That's from earlier. These are previous comments.
Okay.
All right. Miss LaRonda says no interdependent. He recognizes who he is and where he may not be is strong, and vice versa. We help each other as long as he is willing to hear my opinion. Total dependence is a no for me. She also says he is a whole man and I am a whole woman.
Okay.
LOL.
Okay.
Swanee says, yes, I do fall short there because I've allowed myself to be too comfortable to where I don't train myself to develop in that area. And then Tawanda Wesley says, I agree.
So, in regards of finances, can we say that it has nothing to do with man or woman and more to do with the individual's capability to apply themselves in that area?
Yeah.
So, the same question that Aaron asked Monique, are you or what are you doing to take necessary steps now that you realize this has nothing to do with, oh, my man dominant in finances, so I'm chilling. Now that you realize it has nothing to do with my man is dominant in finances, it's simply this individual has more knowledge of finances and I now need to get that knowledge. Do you feel the need now that we've ripped the man and woman concepts off of it to now apply yourself to be just as dominant as you perceive your man to be?
Yes.
It's funny how removing man and woman from stuff actually reveals accountability.
Miss LaRonda says right. Tawanda says what Adrian said. LaRonda says, I agree. It has nothing to do with manhood or womanhood.
So have you guys ever used the excuse that you would prefer someone who can be dominant over you because you know that at times your attitude can get out of control and you need someone to be able to bring you back down or put you in check, per se?
And you're asking if I've done this before, or if I've said that, made that statement?
You and all the women. Has everybody ever used the excuse that I prefer someone who may be aggressive or dominant because I know I have a bad attitude or I can get out of control and I need someone to put me in my place?
Somebody literally just said it in the comments. One of them comments said that.
It's a yes for me. I have done that before.
At least you're honest.
Yes, I have. And that was, when I was younger, I felt like whoever I was with, I felt because I was young, I put not the pressure, but I put the responsibility on them to
Still pressure.
to guide me or to, teach me, some things. So
It's definitely pressure though on the person.
It didn't seem that way. I had no
Because he
problem
enjoyed it.
Right.
Because he didn't know no better. Because he thought it made him feel like a man.
Right.
No.
It probably did.
He's supposed to give that back to you.
Nope. Did not. Handled it and carried it hand in hand.
Have you ever used that excuse?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. You've told me this before, so I'm telling you that you have.
Right. And I bear witness to you saying that before.
Yeah,
Monique! Don't be acting like we don't know her.
Like, she got like short-term memory or
like
something.
we know you. Stop the cap, man.
Let's move on.
Okay, Swanee and other women, have y'all ever made the statement, I know I can get out of hand sometimes, I can get out of line, or my mouth gets slick, so I need a man that can put me back in my place.
Okay, yeah.
Now that he rephrased it.
It makes sense. Yeah, I did that.
I'm all about
I
a
heard when you
rephrase.
said it. Just,
But it didn't hit until he said it.
Because you're the one she do it to. You're the one she do it to.
What?
She can't admit it to you. That means she got to be accountable when she do it.
Right.
Miss LaRonda says your skills have no roles attached to them. It should not be that way.
Agreed. But
Swanee,
it's not. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Swanee says, gonna use this game plan that you set in motion to be the starting point to better at our finances instead of just buying.
Okay.
LaRonda says, I have made that statement before only because of the person, not necessarily because he was a man. He just had good negotiating skills. LOL. LaRonda also says, men are just more rational thinkers.
that too.
You agree with that? That's fine.
Tawanda says, me. Swanee says, no, but I have thought it before.
So you used these.
Yes. Because, yeah.
She said
Yeah.
she said she thought it before. She said no, but she has thought it.
She thought that she wanted a man that was more
She
aggressive.
literally said that's the mantra she lived by. She just said on the video, I can't, if a man can't, what she say? If a man can't, basically, if a man can't
she did
put
say
me
that.
in my place, then I don't want him. She said that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
They
Contradiction.
selective memory, son. Like selective, yo.
Yo, this is a 1 hour segment. Like, you switching up.
That's crazy, yo.
We got comments.
That is wild, son.
Now
Don't
Swanee
blame
said
what I
if
want.
that is the same thing, then it's a yes.
Okay, let's just.
She said yes. LOL, it's the words you used. So it's a yes to the question that was asked.
Go.
Miss Nancy Spencer says, I'm late to the question.
This is rough.
But I have said that. Not to have a man to put me in my place, but to have someone to help balance my irrational ways.
That's what that means.
Bruh.
I feel like y'all are playing with us.
We're playing with you. We're simply asking questions, yo. That's
I feel like y'all are asking the same questions, but in different ways. And so it's like confusing us.
so. Tell me the question that I asked, and tell me the question he asked. Like what? How are our questions confusing?
I mean,
So let me tell you what I really think going on. And I'm not trying
Swanee
to-
says, get them, Nisha, because they coming for our answers.
I'm really not trying to be funny, but what I think is,
Shut up,
it's
Adrian.
lost along the way.
and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
They're
If I'm
trying
wrong,
to
stop me.
they're trying to set a path. I feel
Was
like it.
the reason that y'all are helter skelter in your answers is because y'all never really thought about how irrational your premises are. So the question that we're asking is, seeing where you're at initially, then we ask a question to make sure that what you originally said is logical, and then we throw an example that makes you question the very first answer you gave us. That's why you feel like we're playing with you, because your understanding was never balanced in the first place. So it seems like we're asking different questions, but I kid you not, we're asking the same questions. It's just y'all have never really thought out what you're saying to us. We're actually causing you to think about what you're saying and make it make sense long term. Original question. Would you prefer dominance over femininity? You said 50-50. I said, well, how does that 50 make you feel? More feminine. Well, you literally just said you prefer 50-50, but now you want to take more of the femininity than the dominance. Well, my man need to be more aggressive. Well, what areas? In finances. Why? Because he's more financially stable. Well, does that mean it's simply because he's more dominant as a man, or you just need to learn better? Oh, well, I just need to learn better. Well, now your first answer doesn't make sense now. We're not playing with you. We're actually helping you think about what you're saying and balance these scales out. So we're not playing with y'all. We're the ones feel like we're being played.
Yeah, we're definitely being played.
Miss Nancy says, or y'all just confusing. LOL. Okay, then, Miss Nancy, I hear you. I hear you, girl. This Miss LaRonda says, they really just said what they said. Our answers are what we really think.
Thank you! Who said that?
Miss
LaRonda.
LaRonda,
Thank you!
she says not playing devil's advocate, and Swanee says period.
Thank you, Ms. Rhonda. We literally got comments where you answered an original question and then we asked the same thing again and you were like, oh no. But your comment just said that. We gotta send her a t-shirt.
Yeah. Pick her up and bring her here.
Yes. Jeez.
So back to the question at hand about needing someone who is dominant to be able to put you in your place when you get out of control. Do you realize the pressure or the responsibility, as you put it, that you're placing upon that man's shoulders at the time that you're depending on him to always bring you down whenever you get too high? You realize?
I realize it, yes.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
You well aware.
I'm well aware.
But you don't care nothing about that.
At the time that I was doing it, no.
What about now?
Now I'm aware, so I don't do that. I don't do the same things I used to do.
Okay.
But I was wilding and I was doing some things. Yeah, so.
Have you been reborn or you still just do what the freak you
Not
want to be?
reborn.
She jump in and out of the womb.
Miss LaRonda says yes.
I think I know where y'all getting at.
Miss LaRonda, I sang that too. Miss LaRonda says, yes, I can see. I learned the hard way.
So now that you guys see it, are you taking certain measures to be able to bring yourself down anytime? You ain't gotta finish the question.
She honest.
You do not have to finish that question, yo.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We ain't doing all that now. We can acknowledge it, but we're not gonna change it. We're not doing that.
I mean, it's a process. Like you can't just flip the switch on and you want me.
But
to,
you said you're not even taking measures, period.
Right,
You know?
I'm not. I'm just being honest.
That's
Honest.
crazy. So let me give an example of what y'all are doing. Let's say y'all work at McDonald's, right? Work at McDonald's. While working, we got a comment.
Miss LaRonda.
What'd she say?
Miss LaRonda said, so tell us how we can help y'all, since some men, not all, like solving problems for us.
Okay.
Swanee,
We like solving problems. we definitely like solving problems.
Yeah.
Swanee says, all right, I'm gonna head out and get ready for ladies' night. Tell Monique and Jazz to bring the wine with them. Ooh, hey girl.
She ain't trying. She ain't trying. That's all.
Oh, she said outside.
But let's say y'all work at McDonald's, and y'all know that while working at McDonald's, every 2 weeks you're gonna get a paycheck, right? Every 2 weeks we getting a paycheck. Now, every time you get paid, you use that money to pay off all your bills, but then you frivolously spend on just stuff that you don't need, food, shopping, things like that. Like so, you're spending all of your money while not saving any or putting anything back in the savings to help build, right? So in your mind, your mindset is, I don't have to worry about me spending all my money because I know at the end of the day, McDonald's got me. I'm always going to get paid by McDonald's, right? So let's say over time, McDonald's is losing business, right? Like, we're not getting as many customers in every now and then. So it's like they're having to do cutbacks and stuff like that. However, because you're spending so frivolously, you're deciding to put in overtime in order to make up for the money that you're spending or that you're losing, right? Which is putting McDonald's in more of a deficit because they're having to pay you money that they're not even making from the business that's not thriving. Now, at a certain point, let's say you lose your job at McDonald's. McDonald's shuts down, right? McDonald's shuts down and you no longer have a steady source of income to support your spending habits. Well, all while you were spending, you weren't putting anything back into a savings. So once that source of income runs out and you spend all your money, what are you going to do? Instead of coming up with a plan to save your money and possibly invest or possibly create a plan to start a business to where you don't have to depend on McDonald's, you can depend on your own source of income to keep coming in and support your spending habits. You're just going to go and look for the next job that can just start providing you with another paycheck to start using or to support your spending habits, paying all your bills and just spending frivolously, right? So this is the effect that you're having on a man. You're depending on a man, or correct. You're depending on someone. We're McDonald's. You're depending on someone who's dominant over you to be able to bring you back down anytime you feel like your emotions get too high, right? And you can't bring it back down yourself. Meaning you can't put back money into a savings or create a plan to start your own business to provide your own source of income, right? You're just gonna depend on us to keep giving you a paycheck every 2 weeks. But what if something happens to us? Like, what if we could die at any point, or we could have to go somewhere for a while to where we're not able to provide that source of emotional balance that you're looking for. But you've never created the plan to try and be able to bring yourself down anytime you get too high, be able to get to a point where you can control your own emotions. But you're putting that pressure on the man or whoever, you feel you want to be dominant over you to do that for you, without developing that skill yourself. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having someone who can be able to do that for you. However,
you need to be putting something back for yourself.
You need to be putting something back for yourself, or you need to have developed the skill, because what if that person who was usually dominant over you, what if they get too high? Who are they gonna have to bring them back down? If you haven't developed that skill, we just gonna be high. You know what I mean? And now we're having to do it all by ourselves. So stop treating us like McDonald's. Stop just expecting this paycheck every 2 weeks and start developing a plan to either save your money or try and develop a business plan to generate your own stream of income without having to depend on finding the next job to do that for you.
And if you get your own stream of income and be more independent, maybe the employee that you were working with may need you to help them in areas. Because if the business closed, aka your partner gets too high, we don't have anyone to depend on. And we've been shelving you money out of all these years, getting you back down, and now we just out here.
Right. So just to clarify, what you're saying is we shouldn't rely on someone to be dominant for us. We should teach ourselves how to control our own emotions. That way we don't have to rely on them to bring us down.
Correct.
If we build the skills to bring ourselves down, we don't need someone to do that for us.
Absolutely.
And that will create a much better relationship than someone who is dependent emotionally 24/7 on someone, as opposed to two independent emotional people working together.
And as we build those skills, we can also help our partner.
Because we're not going to always be
right.
We are just as human as y'all are. So we have days where we're just not balanced.
Gotcha.
But what we have to do is still find a little piece of balance, because you get mad because I'm mad, but the reason that I'm mad ain't got nothing to do with you being mad. So now I got some less to be concerned about you being mad, which makes me even madder. But I can't say anything because I'm supposed to be the one that is emotionally stable.
Level-headed.
Mm-hmm. Now the whole house gonna get burned down.
I'm sorry. Swanee says, I'm kidding, I'll stay. She says, I'm listening. Miss LaRonda says, that is where there needs to be a woman to man talk about accountability and responsibility. Otherwise, someone is cheating someone out of that relationship.
Say that again. Read it one more time.
That is where there needs to be a woman to man talk about accountability and responsibility. Otherwise, someone is cheating someone out of that relationship. LOL. Swanee says, that makes sense. Ms. LaRonda also says, this is where the relying on the Holy Spirit to guide all things in your own life helps tremendously.
Correct.
Ms. LaRonda, where you been at?
Man, she on point, G.
I like it.
Man, she on point.
But I agree with what you're saying.
Sorry, what Adrian says or what Aaron says?
What both of you.
Yeah, y'all both said the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
Oh, now we're saying the same thing. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Y'all
We're not saying
both said the same thing. You just said it differently than him.
That's what we've been doing the entire video.
And it just hit different when he said it. That's
I
crazy.
understood it when you said it.
It was a McDonald's for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I followed his story
Yeah.
well. I'm like, okay, y'all, McDonald's, we're the employee.
Alright.
When y'all shut down, we go and try and find another man to try and be dominant. Yeah, I understood. I can follow that.
Don't do her like that. LaRonda also says, these are my life lessons learned. So that's why she's able to talk to us the way she talks.
You got the juice.
I like it.
We just need you to pour it in these other glasses. These shot
I want
glasses.
some juice.
Can I have a little bit of Rhonda?
Tawny says, I need to come under your wing, ma'am.
Miss Rhonda got the juice.
So I think my last question that I came up with was, what is it that women are trying to say when stating that they want someone that is dominant over them? But I think we kind of answered that with.
But let's see what they say. I want to see if they really got it. So answer it again.
So what is it that women are trying to say when stating that they want somebody that is dominant over them? Or that can be dominant over them?
After the conversation, now that y'all have made the statement, I usually want someone to be dominant. What is it that you're actually saying now that we've had this discussion?
I don't know how to control my emotions, so I need someone to do that for me.
I'm so boy. No. Miss Lo. Oh.
No.
I can't with
Listen to
you.
y'all sometimes.
She dirty.
Bro, she actually hear us.
When she want to, bro.
Bro, I be thinking we are Casper the Friendly Ghost talking sometimes, yo. You hit it on the neck, son.
Sigh of relief. Yes.
Someone got
To
it.
success.
Somebody, yo.
You just needed one.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just needed one. You just needed one.
All we need is one.
Miss LaRonda says someone to take responsibility of their emotions and life, and they sit back and reap the benefits, not
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate. LOL.
Play devil's advocate. Play it.
If you got to put
You
it
better-
in your PS5,
You better.
play it.
You
Harlem Globetrotter it, son.
You better.
Yes.
First of all, where did Sierra go? Where she disappeared all of a sudden?
Tag her, goddamn. Tag her.
She gone.
That's crazy.
Don't leave.
She went Casper on this show.
She said she's not trying to hit it.
Wow, yo.
I'm in it. This is what I'm doing.
Jesus.
Right.
If it ain't working,
I'm
then
finna
I
ride
need
it.
a stronger
I'm
one.
finna
Do
ride it.
y'all see how meticulous we had to be to get here, son? I feel like we just did surgery.
Scalpel.
Like scalpel.
10 blade.
Man. Charge to 12. Jesus.
Starting compressions.
Like I'm listening fire. Oh my God. The hoops we had to jump through.
And you got socks on, they can't see your feet.
Right.
This ain't nothing but a word, yo. You ain't said nothing, sir. What you need?
Man.
Miss LaRonda said now y'all can sleep good tonight.
Bruh.
Just for the night.
We got a whole nother battle tomorrow. But we won this one. We won this one.
So what are we taking away from this conversation? What are we learning today?
I'm a work on being responsible for my own emotions and not putting the responsibility on someone else to control me or put me in my place.
Let's go.
Because I'm capable of doing that myself.
Ladies that are viewing this, what have you guys learned from this conversation? What did you learn? Same thing.
Same thing Jazz said.
And this is in regards to anything: finances, life, emotions, work, motor skills, anything. Do y'all see after this conversation how long? And not trying to take any shots by any means, but those of you who held that position, do you see how long you've been hiding behind other people? That is not a good way to live. Like, that is not productive. It's not fruitful. It's not beneficial, because you missed the opportunity for your own personal growth and development subject to someone else. And that could happen at any time based on them. But if you take responsibility for it, at any given moment, you can level up. Every day can be a level up day for you. Every day is an opportunity and a chance to now act in that area that you were so dependent on yesterday. Instead of just, oh, he'll handle it. No, because he or she is not going to always be around, and people who don't currently have those skills may be looking up to you for those skills. And if we never develop those skills, people who looking up to you don't get them skills from you. People who looking up to them don't get them skills from them. People don't look up to them. Like, now we see why the world and the relationship game is in the shape that it's in, because no one is taking accountability and responsibility for themselves. And we've made it oh, I'm looking for someone to complete me. No. You're looking for someone because you're already complete, and you decided to share your completeness with them. But if you come to the table incomplete and I'm already complete, you're sucking me dry and hiding behind, oh, you're the man. No, I am a human and I'm tired. And you're not helping. No shade, no treat.
Said that.
Miss LaRonda said,
Adrian Cole, ladies and
exactly.
gentlemen. Adrian Cole.
LaRonda says, say exactly what you need to say in kindness. Swanee says, learning how not to depend on my spouse for my everyday being. At any point, he could be taken from me, and I would need to know how to maintain physical, emotional, financial, and mental control with or without him. Boom.
Bars, yo. I'm going to screenshot that, because when they come up, I'm going to send it to you.
Yes, right.
Let's go.
I
Keep
got
that
you on
same
Candy Camera.
Takira.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just tuning in. I was asleep. So sad. I missed so much.
Don't worry. Run it back.
Run it back.
Because you need to hear this.
Run the footage
Speaking
back.
of, so let's
Oh, Lord.
so let's deal with those. Not trying to call nobody out.
But you are.
Put up in the comments.
But you are.
But let's deal with those women who seek for their man to be dominant, or seek a man that is dominant, and wanting that so much that they're willing to go as far as to provoke it out of a man.
Oh, Lord. No.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Hold on.
Adrian.
Let me hold on.
Yeah, you heard it.
Let me make sure before you continue. These are the women who require dominance, and to make sure that it's in there.
They provoke.
They do this.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
go.
provoke
Yes.
at
They
it.
vote at it.
Oh.
What do you say to those women that think that, Aaron? I feel like you got a message.
Prepare to be single.
Yeah, I was gonna say you ain't going.
So I mean, but in all seriousness, it goes back to the pressure and responsibility that you're placing on a man's shoulders to have to level you out, and the fact that you're doing that on purpose shows that you care nothing
You don't care about your life.
Like, says that you care nothing about what that person being the dominant one has to endure or go through, with not only having to keep his emotions level, but also now having to level you out when you're all the way up here on purpose. Like, it's not even that you're doing it on accident. You're like purposely doing this just to get him to activate whatever dominant gene or trait that you're
And
wanting
who's to
to
say
have.
he's emotionally controlled enough to properly, safely activate it?
Right.
Because I can see that being activated in domestic violence and death on so many levels.
Right.
Because it happens every day.
Right.
And they're not even activating it purposely. Like, the women may have got out of pocket on accident, but now you dead, or you're abused and you're eyes black or your brakes tires are slick. Like, if these women do this on accident and end up dead, why would you walk up and be like,
Yeah.
girl? I wouldn't do no mess like that. I'm a man. I wouldn't do it. And I'm a man myself.
Right. So for those women who do that or who participate in violence, I would implore you to please consider, the same way that you want to be emotionally balanced, that man may want to be emotionally balanced as well. And it doesn't help when you provoke him in a way in which it imbalances him to have to get you back balanced. That I don't see how that is in any way productive, long term for you guys' relationship, especially if we're trying to get something done and you're just being belligerent for no reason, just because. So, yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Anything you want to add?
I just see, it's like me calling you tomorrow, telling you that I got clawed by a bear. There's no bears where I live. That means I had to get in my car. I had to drive to the nearest location where a bear will be found, go into the cave, probably wake it up because it's probably hibernating, sit there until that bear, like, there are steps that it takes to get clawed by a bear. Mm-hmm. I don't even understand why a female would say that. Like, do you not care about your own life? Like, how are you so... Check, follow me. You're trying to see if there's a certain level of emotional control. If. That means you don't already know that there is. Right? Emotions fluctuate. Emotions it's a surplus of different emotions. Mm-hmm. So you're literally walking up to an unknown situation that death, abuse, anger, frustration, all of these negatives are in there. You don't have a clue which one you're about to get. You don't have a clue. And you still pop it. You don't care about your life. If you got kids, you don't care about your kids. You don't care about the surrounding people because you don't know what you're pressing. Mm-hmm. No.
People like playing with their lives.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It's an adrenaline rush. Right?
You better find a different way because that can't be the one.
All right, Miss LaRonda says, if we as women claim to be smarter than men, we need to be more responsible in all aspects of our life. Men are there to dominate what God gave to them, including us. And if God is their father, they are not going to lead us wrong. We just need to be wise in our choices.
There has to be a healthy balance.
Swanee says, period. Screenshot me, baby.
All right. Same entry, got doctor.
Right.
I know it's coming up tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's coming up tomorrow, son.
Takira says, hold up. Y'all know my situation, and I deal with myself all year. All right, girl.
We'll deal with you at work, Takira.
LaRonda says, yes, prepare to be single and lonely because you don't even care about yourself.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have a regard for your own life if you literally walking up, mashing something and don't know what's going to come out of it. Like, there's no way you can tell me that you legit care about your life if you walking up to this unknown thing just doing this.
Provoking it.
No, son. No, you don't care. Because you don't know what's going to come out this time.
That's Kashina Dar. She says, right. Miss LaRonda also says, oh, and they are not perfect, but as long as effort is there, it is all good.
That's cool.
Swanee is laughing. Takira says, but sometimes, as I have said, we have to sit back and realize that dysfunction is not okay. Hold up. Me making a routine change does not end in violence. It just means he going to drink tea and milk, or tea with milk today.
Like I said, we're gonna have to deal with her at work. It's a conversation we had.
Yeah.
So
so
it's
that's the
inside
reference.
Okay.
Yeah. She said he gonna get this tea with this milk. He not getting the red tea. And it needs to be okay.
You sound like you agree with that.
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Because I had this conversation all the time.
It's a whole thing.
Okay. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's what I learned today. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try.
What?
I say that real tight. Try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Don't cut your head at me to give it. I'm gonna try.
That's all you give us right now.
Right. I'm gonna try. It's easier said than done, but I'm gonna try.
You want to deal with the easier
No.
said that? Was that all?
We're gonna be here a whole another hour.
I'm going to try, but it's hard again to just, get in that mindset because I've been doing it for so long. So now because I want to be, responsible for myself and I don't want to put that pressure on somebody else, I'm going to be mindful of that. So I'm going to try to work on that and make sure that I stop doing that.
Okay, and that's definitely fair. Quick question, so I won't have to get into the other thing you said. Just because you've been doing something for a long time, does that make it fruitful?
No, it doesn't.
But it seems though people always bring up, I've been doing this for years. Or I've been doing this for so long.
Because it's a consistent thing. It's what I know. It's what I've been doing. So I've been doing it for so long without having this perspective. So now that I have it, right, to just make sure that I really do apply this because I wasn't thinking of those things. I wasn't thinking of the pressures that I was putting on somebody else for my well-being. Like they're not gonna, when I die, they're not gonna come with me.
Right.
So I want to be mindful of that. So
Fair.
I'm gonna try to work on that.
Fair.
All right. Well, this sounds like a good stopping point. This has been an interesting conversation. Thank you guys so much for those of you who tuned in and participated in the conversation. We appreciate you. Catch us same time, same place next week. If you want to catch other videos or other topics that we've done, please go visit my YouTube page. Just type in Aaron Tate. That's AARONTATE. You should see my handsome face. Click on it and you'll have access to all the videos that we've done so far. But like I said, catch us same time, same place. I think next week might be our off weekend.
Yeah, we off.
But Adrian will be posting when we go live next, so be on the lookout for that. But right now, we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye to our future selves. 2 fingers, Jasmine, please. The fingers, Jasmine.
Wow.
There we go. And one day we'll look back on this and wonder why we were ever like this in the first place.
Nerds, come get my gloves.
Tim Blade.
Bye.
We'll holler at you.